We had the honor of having a conversation with Sam Mitchell today. That was super fun. I found Sam out on Facebook or Instagram or something like that. He has this huge following and he's been doing podcasts since 2000, what do you say, 19?
19,
yes. And Sam is on the spectrum, autism spectrum. And so we had a fun conversation with Sam.
Yeah.
I'm feeling inspired for sure.
Yeah, he is inspiring that he's doing this podcast with an intention of showing people that people on the spectrum are just people with dreams and desires and everything that everyone else does. Just some of the ways they show up in the world might be a little different and who isn't. And I love that he says he's not broken. He absolutely is not broken. I don't believe in broken people. And he's just showing you all the stuff he can do, the awards, the people, and he had Temple Grandin on his show. That's amazing.
Yes.
So well done, Sam. You're going to enjoy this episode.
Yeah, we're trying to level up with Sam is what we're trying to do. Yeah.
You like Sam.
Yeah, listen in.
The world is a lot right now. Are you feeling it? We all need new tools to help us walk through the chaos with grace, ease, and compassion for each other and for ourselves. In this podcast, you'll hear from parents, educators, and other experts who can bring perspective to the monumental job of parenting. It's time to level up and be warriors for our kids and our communities. This is the Warrior Parent Podcast. I'm Marci Mitchell.
And I'm Debbie DiManno. As parents, we understand that it really does take a village to raise our kids. We hope that this podcast serves to create and support that community for you. Join us as we discuss and practice our core tools, which are proven mind-body techniques that can be used by anyone to improve your life on a daily basis.
Welcome back to the Warrior Parent Podcast. We are grateful to have you here today. Today we are speaking with a new guest, and his name is Sam Mitchell, and he runs a successful podcast called Autism Rocks and Rolls. It has 22,000 downloads. Sam has had some big names on his show, including Armani Williams, the first NASCAR driver to be open about having autism, American Idol rocker James Durbin, who has autism and Tourette's, and autism warrior Dr. Temple Grandin, a professor at the Animal Science at Colorado State University. Huge autism activist, and I'm sure many of you have heard of her. Sam is also a motivational speaker, an entrepreneur, a writer, and a blogger, and he's published a TED Talk called Souled Structure. He's a high-functioning human being on the autism spectrum with a mission to show people that he is not broken. He has made it to the top 10 of People's Choice Podcast Awards. He's placed second in the state of Indiana for the JAG Entrepreneurship Project, and he was selected as the best business at the CEO trade show in Indiana. So you've got a lot of accomplishments. We are so excited to talk with you, Sam. Thank you for being here.
Hey, buddy. Thanks for having me on. Good to be here again. Or not again,
Absolutely.
But still good to be here.
Yeah, we're going to be buddies after all this, I'm pretty sure. So I was just telling Sam how we found him. Like, I don't know, it was Instagram or Facebook or whatever. And I was inspired by your story. So I told Marci, we need to go find Sam. And by the way, you guys have the same last name. You might be related or something. I'm not sure. You see, she's a Mitchell too. So probably lots of Mitchells in the world. But meanwhile,
maybe do an ancestry test. We'll see about
yes. Yes. So we're excited to have you, Sam. I love, what you're talking about in the way of autism. And this podcast is going to land in December, where we're talking about finding our gifts in life. And I think that's exactly what you're doing. So I feel like this is going to be a conversation about those things that you already know to be true. So tell us how you got started in doing all of this beautiful work.
Well, I joined my high school's media club, and I fell in love with it so much, I decided to start my own podcast. I didn't wait till college to expand my skills, although I did graduate college with an associate's degree. I still didn't, and that was really when Autism Rocks and Rolls was born. I just found it in the club, and I wanted to continue the skills.
How long have you been doing your podcast?
That's October 2019.
2019. Wow, that's great.
Wow.
Do you drop an episode every week?
every 13 days, so 2 or 3 a month.
Okay, that's great.
Well, Marci and I have some catching up to do. So we've been trying to level up our podcast, and by having you, we're hoping you're going to help level us up here. So we're excited about that. You've had some very special people on your podcast. So tell us a little bit about that. Like who are some of these famous people we're learning about?
Some are pro wrestlers. I've had, I believe, 11 pro wrestlers on from WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment. I've had some comedians on the show. I've had actresses. I've had America's Got Talent contestants, and then people who are activists.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
Temple Grandin, which is a huge get. How did that conversation go?
Well, my mom really emailed her because she was begging her for her to come on the show, and one day, just listening to music, she gave my mother a call.
Wow.
Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
We might need your mom to help us out.
I know. Your mom sounds like a great promoter.
Well, we both promote. We just don't shut up. That's how we do it.
Well, as you probably know from our title, our podcast, the Warrior Parent Podcast, is about parents and empowering parents to support their kids. Has your mom been one of your big supporters?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So
Tell me a little bit about your diagnosis and how you found out what you had, like that you're on the spectrum, and how that sort of showed up in your life.
Well, I really was diagnosed at kind of 2, but it was ADHD. I was misdiagnosed with ADHD at 2, but I still have ADHD.
Yeah.
I got diagnosed with autism at 4 years old just because apparently I was showing classic textbook signs. I didn't like a routine change. I didn't like people bothering me. I didn't understand social cues.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying what else. Oh, and if you said my name 1,000 times, I wouldn't respond.
Oh.
So
Fascinating.
did you have interaction or interventions in school? How did being on the spectrum affect growing up?
Yes, I had OT therapy and speech therapy.
Did you feel like those were helpful?
OT and speech, yes.
And thus you have a TED Talk and a podcast, and yeah, you're a talker for sure.
Yeah, oddly enough, though, I prefer not to socialize. You'd be surprised about it, but
Well, you're covering it well.
myself as a burly man who likes to hide in a cave.
So do you do your interviews via like we do via Zoom so that you can be home? And
yeah, I do it at home.
So what I understand about autism, and I'm not an expert, but what I understand to be true is that you have several geniuses. So I want you to talk about your geniuses. Like, what are those things that make you exceptional? Like,
well, I think, you kind of got it on the right track. So they make the claiming that those on spectrum have a savant disorder, but I think it's actually a talent.
Yeah.
Because it might be one of the most oddest ways alive, but it comes to fruition somehow. Mine is professional wrestling. I've studied that since I was a little boy and gained a lot of knowledge on it.
Yes.
I met several other people who can tell you everything about famous country singer Morgan Wallen. Just because of his fixation.
Yep.
Also met someone with autism who likes balloons, prairie dogs. And then I met someone with autism who also can memorize the Grand World Series.
Wow.
And I'm not talking about the latest one in 5 years before. I'm talking about everyone.
Yeah.
Yes. So, so tell us more about your mom. So she's your biggest fan, sounds like. I want to hear more about her.
Yeah, I would bring her on, but she is currently teaching. Well, not currently teaching. She is doing extracurricular activity for the school she teaches at. It's a silent, but let's see what I can tell you about her. She's phenomenal, I would say. I mean, there's proof on that. She won the Phenomena Mom Award because I nominated her.
Amazing. Phenomena Mom Award.
Yeah, phenomenal, but Phenomena Mom.
Phenomena Mom. When did you nominate her for that? Were you still in school?
It was in May. I graduated fairly recently.
Okay.
Let me see. I think she won. I think it was this year, actually. It was either last year or this year. I think this year. Nope. Shoot. Dang it. It was last year. It was last year.
That's still amazing. And it's lovely that you nominated her.
Right. We both were very surprised that she won, but it was a happy surprise.
Nice.
That is a happy surprise.
So she is a school teacher.
Yep. Teaches 8th grade English. Been doing it for over 10 years.
Wow. So that's handy to have around. Like, I wish I had an English teacher to help me out sometimes.
Yeah, if anyone doing English homework, wasn't too handy then when we were doing math homework.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we all have our talents, right? We
Yes.
all have our strengths.
Yes. So tell
So
us, yeah, I wanted to
go
hear
ahead,
about the
Deb.
TED Talk, Marcy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how did that go and how did you come up with that name? That's interesting.
Couple people nominated me. My mother came up with the title, but I
Uh-huh.
with the content. I figured, well, those people on spectrum need structure. Let's dive into that a little bit. So I did with my TEDx talk. We had to do it virtually because of COVID, but still qualified as a TED talk. And
Oh,
basically, the talk was about why those on spectrum need structure. And if you're wondering why, it's because it gives us calmness in a life that is very unpredictable. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in life that are unpredictable. A
yeah.
routine beats me trying to figure out when my grandfather will die. Because, I mean, sometimes life calls you a little earlier than expected.
This is true.
Does that unpredictability is something that's very challenging for you?
Oh, yeah.
And the structure,
I try to cope with that as I plan for the unpredictability if I
yeah,
can.
yeah,
I think of every scenario in the book, and it can get very tiresome and aggravating for my parents. But
Mm.
if I don't do it, there's no way I'm doing
Yeah.
the vacation.
So how do you create the structure? Does your mom help you with that, or can you create your own structure so that you can feel
It's a mixture.
safe and
If I don't know what the heck to do, I'll talk to my mother or father. But then if I can figure it out, I'll figure it out. I usually try to do it by myself first before I
hmm.
use my hand and ask for help.
So what are some of those things that you use for structure? Give us some examples of things that help you feel that
Oh,
way.
I wish I had my computer on because if I had my computer, I would show you a perfect example. But what I have is this calendar on my computer. It,
Hmm.
on a board, but now we switched to digital and it pretty much divides the whole portions of my life. So it was chores, podcast, social. And what I would do is I would put the thing I have to do in whatever category. And that's my day. So if I had a podcast interview today, for example, the Warrior Parent, that's
Yep.
this today for 4 p.m. on Wednesday. If I want to
Hmm.
socialize with my friends tomorrow, which I plan to, okay, it's in the social category.
Ah, I love that. So you have a very balanced life that way, right? Marcy and I need some of those calendars too. Right?
Yes, and both my mother and I highly rely on Google Calendar too.
was that something? How long have you been doing that?
Um, Gee whiz, I got to think about that. 2 or 3 years.
And so did you find that to have a major impact in your
Oh my
life when
god.
you're a,
Oh my goodness, man, you have no idea. I think I
yeah,
created
talk
my.
about that. Talk about that.
Oh my
Explain
god.
to someone who doesn't understand what it's like in your head and why that how that's changed things for you.
Well, I think why the backstory behind it, I remember now is I was a fresh junior in college because I did have freshman and sophomore year, but I didn't move just because of financial. When I
Mhm.
got to junior year, I moved to Vincennes and I didn't have my parents tell me what the structure. And at the very beginning, life there was miserable
Mm,
because I didn't know what to do. Everything was by the fly seat of my pants. I couldn't
yeah,
balance my life. So I had to create
yeah.
something or I would be going home. And trust me, despite me missing my family, I didn't want to go home.
So was that something that, how did that manifest then? You realize I got to do something. Was it your idea to create the calendar? Did somebody step in with that idea?
I think it was a mixture of both after a mom and son talk.
Sounds like your mom's a good problem solver. Like she can kind of and I am a mother of a adult on the spectrum as well. And so I do understand that mentality where you become very connected with your child, you or your your child in the sense of your offspring, not that they're children, but and then you're able to understand their needs and help them to get there, but it still can be frustrating for the mom too.
Yeah, she done some bonker things for me, and I think sometimes I had to push her to do the solution of mine because I said, okay, this has got to get solved, and if you don't want to do it, that's fine. But regardless of what's happening, I'm doing it
I think that's fantastic.
because at a point we just got stuck at a fork in the road,
Yeah.
Hmm.
and I
Yep.
think both can agree you can't be stuck at a fork in the road forever, or you can, but nothing gets done.
That's
You,
right.
you'd be surprised. There's a lot of stuck people out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. And with every, first that awareness of what's going on, why. So how does, for my son, he can get very overwhelmed and he'll kind of just shut down. When I'm picturing you at college and you're away from home for the first time. Is this correct?
Yes. Yes,
And
ma'am.
so that's a huge shift from all your routines, all the things you set up to make you feel safe. And now you're there, which you want to be there. Took a lot for you to get yourself there. And now you're in this situation where things are not going well, and you're having to figure out that first awareness that this is not working for me, and here's why, and what can I do? Did you feel like you had support from the college as well for that?
I would say yes. I probably picked the best college for support because what I think happened was after I got the academics figured out and I
Mm-hmm.
went to my affiliate advisor, I was introduced to a program. I probably should keep it anonymous because it's kind of out there. And I think they'll find it once they go to Vincennes University. And I could probably spoil that. That's a college in Vincennes, Indiana. But they took me to this program, and it was a study hall where they worked on you, like not worked on you to get better, but helped you out with your disability, and wasn't trying to do puzzles or anything. It was just a study hall that helped out with your academics,
Mm-hmm.
socializing, and it was for people with all abilities: autism, ADHD, Tourette's,
Mm-hmm.
OCD. If you're in a wheelchair, they would take you in. They would take you in regardless of your disability. And thankfully, I met people there. And what I tried to do was gain friendships, which I did. And I also met some adults there who I trusted. I
Mm-hmm.
decided to do a pre-employee thing by working my college basketball games because the opportunity was given to me. And I had a boss there that I trusted. So what did I do to stay on the safe side of college? I would say I tried to stay towards those people as long as I could. That study hall, I was in there every day, not just
Yeah.
the homework. It was kind of a double-edged sword with the homework because in broadcast, it was more in class projects, while my other friends got duck quizzes, for example, because they're there in
Right.
conservatory law enforcement. But anyway, I didn't go there just for homework. I mean, I went there to socialize because
Yeah.
with broadcasting, I didn't have the homework.
So
And
it
I,
was a community, it sounds like for you, a place where you felt safe, where you had resources, people you could talk with, and friends and mentors and that sort of thing.
yes, I didn't socialize there all the time. I was just there for safety.
Yeah.
Safety is a big thing for my son as well. The to feel safe is something that he struggles with. So yeah, I think finding a place where you feel safe. He does that same thing you were talking about imagining all the worst case scenarios in a situation, and has that kind of need to kind of go through that. So I think, and we talk about this all the time. It's for everyone. And honestly, in truth, I don't know. I think I saw something in your introduction about there not really being a normal, like what is normal. More and more, I think we see that, and we see that we're all in our own ways neurodivergent. What's normal for me is not normal for you, is not normal for Debbie, and so on. But to create community for everyone, is just a powerful, powerful thing. And community that's more and more accepting and open to people of all abilities and all coming from all backgrounds is a richer community.
And that's part of going to college, right? That
Yeah.
we all went there to meet new people and to learn new things. And so the idea that they had that for you is it was wonderful. So do you have like some of your best friends from college now?
Surprisingly, yeah, I kept in touch with all of them, but I think I'm
Yeah.
lucky enough that despite high school being a difficult time, I mean,
Hey, we just wanted to take a quick moment to tell you about something very exciting that Debbie and I and our team have been working on for literally years. And that is our Core Tools app, which is now available at the Google Play Store and at the Apple Store. And you can sign up for it now, and you will get access to all the tools we've been talking about on the podcast.
And if you're an early adopter of Core Tools, you can get a VIP price for $49 for a lifetime. That's
Lifetime.
right. That's
Buy
right.
it once, and we'll keep
Lifetime.
updating it too.
Yes, yes. So we're super excited about this. Go to Apple Store, go to Google Play, and purchase it now.
Core Tools, COUR, capital TOOLS.
Go get it.
we all had that one childhood friend, and that's the one friend that stuck with me. But thankfully,
Nice.
after 15 years of getting excluded, bullying, and stereotyping, I had enough, and I think the bear roared. And he or me, decide to say, I'm not going to care what people think of me. You don't like me. I really don't care. I'm happy with who I am. Screw everyone else. But that's the best of my life because I actually made friends who I still keep in touch. Do we see each other? Do we see each other every day? No, but I know I can send them a message on Snapchat and they'll get back with me. I have a friend right now in Chicago who I know if I left her a message, I think she'd get back with me, or she has in the past. And
Yeah.
hasn't done me yet.
Yeah. I think you figured out some really important stuff young. I'm not sure. How old are you?
23.
23. Pretty young. And that, first of all, that you like you, that's what really matters, because there's a million people out there. And if you're trying to please others by performing, by filling some idea of what you think they want, there's always going to be someone who doesn't want that, and you're never going to fulfill yourself. So when we can let go of the opinions of other people and know that the people who are for us, the people who do radiate towards our special gifts, they're the ones we're meant to be with, and have those relationships, whether they're, in person. You don't have to see everyone all the time. You can build some amazing relationships with online, on via phone or text or whatever. It's not so much about, it's nice to be in person. It's lovely to have people you can be in person with, but it's really to have someone who sees you and hears you. And when you reach out, they check in. They don't ignore you. That's half the battle right there.
I want to talk about rock and roll, Sam. So, are you an aspiring rock and roll star? Do you play an instrument? What's your rock and roll?
That once the 6th grade, I've had enough with that instrument, so I'm done with instruments for a long while. I would say the rock and roll hobby just came from the name. I mean, just your typical American who's a fan of rock and roll music. I had the privilege of seeing rock and roll bands, Saint Asania, AC/DC.
Nice. Now you're talking my language.
Yeah, that's from our era.
Yes.
Oh, ZZ Top.
Oh, see, you like all the old rock and roll stuff. My kids love the rock. My son is a heavy metal guy. I don't know if he doesn't have a podcast, but he has Heavy Metal Mondays if you follow him. Yeah, so if you like the heavy metal stuff. But so do you use music as a way to sort of calm yourself down, or is it a way that you can sort of soothe yourself? Yeah.
Another podcast a while, not a little while, but sometime later down the road. Just can't remember the date, that talk about why those on a spectrum love music and how it calms me down. But I'll give you a little preview of it. The way it calms me down is, for rock and roll in particular, it's a good way to let out the anger I have, because you can hear the screaming versus instead of screaming at them and punching them in the face.
Yeah.
That's definitely a better way to go. Yeah.
Yeah. My son often has his headphones on.
I'm not really proud of it, but I'm not afraid to tell you. I got some anger issues.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Here's another thing we say on our podcast is awareness is the first step. So you being able to say that, to know that you have it, and then to look for ways to deal with it. That's why we're here. We come to the planet. I don't think we come to be perfect. We come to learn and to grow and to find tools and resources, and then bring our talents to make the world a better place, which you clearly are doing with the podcast. I love the idea of just letting people know that there's lots of people out there, and there's a lot of people on the spectrum who are just people, nothing scary about them, nothing weird, just different in their own ways, just like we all are different, thriving, living their best lives, finding ways to show up in a world that is not really suited to them, is not created to them. And I think a lot of people are finding that on the planet right now. This world that we created is it can be loud, it can be very competitive, it can be focused on money and success and certain things that are not necessarily in alignment with our souls. And to find ways to find what we're here for, what lights us up, what our purpose is. Do you feel like the podcast is giving you a venue for living into your purpose?
Oh yeah, there's no question about that. It is, because no one else is taking a stand. I mean, doctors are, but guess what? They can't tell you emotionally why this happens. They can't tell you emotionally why they get so mad. They can give you the facts. I think we can all testify. Sometimes parents don't want the facts. They want to know what to do.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, because you've got this kid, this person that you love, that is the light of your life, and they're struggling in school or in social groups or whatever, and all you want to do is help them find that path. I think of that scene. So I know about Temple Grandin the way I think a lot of people do from the movie that what's her name? Claire Danes was in. I highly recommend this movie to anyone, whether you have a family member with autism or not. It was a fantastic movie, and I loved it.
I agree. I'll back you up on that one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that movie makes me cry every time. And
Uh,
there's a scene towards the end where she's in a room full of parents talking about autism, and they're kind of arguing about what's good, what's bad, what should we do, and she stands up and begins talking about what works. And people assume she's a mom with just a lot of facts, but she's like, "Oh no, I don't have kids. I have autism." And she talks about what she's doing and her degree and all the success she has in life. And then they just mob her because parents are hungry for answers and way to help their kids. And she became this role model for people with autism, but also she was a trailblazer because it was a time when people didn't even, no one was talking about it. Nobody really knew what it was. So she did all this work and made all these inroads for a lot of people like my son, like you. And now you're kind of taking the torch in a way, and you're using your skills and your venue, which is podcast, to bring different people on from WWE or NASCAR or whatever to talk about autism. So people who found lots of different success in their life, different ways. And by the way, I am on the spectrum, which I think that's incredibly powerful. I hope you're proud of yourself, Sam. That's really an amazing thing you're doing.
Yeah, I like to think I am, but we along being in a hospital, put it that way.
yeah.
Yeah.
I want to talk about you. You mentioned that your mission is to share awareness, to tell people that you're not broken. So how do you tell people that in your own words? Like what would you say to someone who says like I don't really understand autism or any of that? How would you talk about that?
Well, I mean, the way I would talk about it is I like to talk with my actions than words. So despite me gabbing on a podcast, I say just go listen to this. Just go listen to it without saying much, because that's doing something.
Mm.
Okay. Or let me show you how I can organize this extreme.
Oh.
Let me show you how I can talk with a voice that's let me to 22K downs. Let me show you how I do this. A great example is, I don't mind sharing this. I'm actually getting, I guess for somehow, I've been interviewed with them before. IDS, Indiana Daily Student. There's a reporter coming, I think, or supposed to be coming later today, and she's going to obviously interview me, but there's also going to be a recording session. Okay, during the recording session, that's going to be my show time of showing her this is what someone with autism could possibly do.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So your actions, you're saying actions speak louder than the words you're putting out. You're easily able to show people all the things that you can do in the world.
Right. I know that phrase has been thrown around a lot, but
yeah,
it's a good phrase to be thrown around since it's the truth.
It is the truth.
Yes.
It is really the truth. What advice, so as we're here kind of wrapping things up,
Yeah.
but what would be some advice you'd give to parents who find out they've got a kid on the spectrum?
Find what works for you, and don't believe everything the internet says. The problem I'm having aggravates me very much so. You can probably testify to this, Marci.
Yeah.
And this is just a prediction, so if I'm wrong, please tell me. This is just from my experience and my mother's experience too. They'll tell you all the stuff that's going to happen, but where's the idea of what to do about it? Okay, you see, we're going to have meltdowns. What can I do about it? You might get a hole in your wall. What can I do about it?
Yeah. I think Marci is agreeing with you.
And it mind blows me that some of the stuff they try to promote that needs to be fixed about us doesn't need to be.
Right.
We socialize differently. They should socialize our way. What do you do? Socialize differently. That's the problem.
That's right.
I'm more worried about a hole in the wall and them not having a job, because 85% of people who are autistic are unemployed. Let's worry about that, not worrying about how they socialize. Big deal.
It's just different. You know, one thing, just to kind of piggyback on what you said, one of the things that I learned as a parent that I think was really helpful for me, and I think it could be really helpful, especially for, I think for any parent, but especially parents of kids that are on the spectrum, is to sometimes you got to just ask people what they need. And I know some folks who are on the spectrum may not be verbal, but sometimes you still can communicate with them, and everybody's different. So, like you're saying, they're going to have a meltdown. What do you do? That's something that you learn together. And then you can ask them, what do you need from me right now? You know, because our intention might be to hug. And for some folks that are on the spectrum, that's not comfortable. For some, it is. And just because it is sometimes doesn't mean it is right now. Maybe you just need me to sit with you. Maybe you need me to leave you alone. You know, ask these questions about how can I show up for you? How can, when you're feeling this way, when you feel like you're spiraling, what can I do to be a support? And then listen and try to show up that way.
Right, I get it. That's what I think you can do. The more
Yeah.
support we have, the more I think adaptable we'll become to other people's ways.
Yeah. And one other piece of advice for parents for me is the same thing you said. Don't worry about the other people, what they're thinking, what they're saying. You know, if your kid's having a meltdown in the supermarket, this is for all parents. Number one, half of them, or maybe more of them, are probably empathizing with you. They're not necessarily judging, but we get so focused on, oh my God, I'm not being a perfect mother or what my kid's doing. Be there for your kid and do the best, and don't worry about people who are standing around watching. They may not know what to do. They may be triggered. They may be judging you, but again, as Sam said, screw that. Screw them. Let's worry about
Yes.
you. Like, let's worry about your kid. Let's be centered on what matters.
Yeah. Sam,
Thank you, Sam.
it's been so much fun having you here. Show the audience your t-shirt again. What's your t-shirt say?
Neurodiversity.
Embrace
Embrace
neurodiversity. I love
neurodiversity.
that. I love that. With a brain, for anyone who's just listening, kind of basic brain on one side, and then fantastic colors and all kinds of great stuff going on the other.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that. Tell us your again, how do people to find your podcast?
Yeah, that'd be very easy. You can find me your favorite media platform. I'm not a hard guy to find. Just Google me a search engine optimization. Something will type up. Something will pop up. But do
Tell
me a
us the
favor.
name again.
Autism Rocks and Rolls. Don't do Sam Mitchell, because if you do that one, apparently I share the same name as a basketball player.
Oh.
So it's Autism Rocks and Rolls, Sam Mitchell, not the basketball player.
Yep, you got it.
All right. Well, thank you, Sam. I'm sure there'll be some folks who'll be looking you up. Keep doing the good things you're doing. And boy, check back in with us. Feels like you got a lot of great stuff on the horizon.
I appreciate you guys' time.
Okay.
Shout out to your mom,
you.
too.
Yes, for sure.
All right. You take care.
Hey, warrior moms. As we started this podcast, we had determined that part of what we were going to do is to create a community. So we have decided to take it to another level, and we have started our own Facebook community in addition to the Warrior Parent podcast, and it's called
From Chaos to Calm, a sanctuary for moms. Here's what it looks like. It's on Facebook right now. Please go and join it. And just to let you know, we're going to create our Blue Sky accounts right now. We're getting prepared as we watch this weird stuff go on in America. So we may be shifting the whole group to Blue Sky. Just be aware that we got you. You're going to start here. If this turns out to be not a safe place anymore on Facebook, then we will shift over. But what we're creating is a safe space where moms can show up and get information, get support, talk to each other about the things you're going through with your kids, the things you went through with your kids, maybe get some advice from moms, but also other experts. We're going to invite all of our guests and experts to join the group. I hope you will too. This is a place where you can show up and be seen and be heard and be safe. Mom's got you.
Nobody trusts anyone more than moms. So let's do this.
And now for your core mental health break. This is your opportunity to take a moment to support your mental wellness, your peace of mind, your own ease and grace. Take some time every day to support your mental health. You deserve it, and it matters.
So let's just take a moment to breathe. We'll take
3 deep intentional breaths to just bring ourselves to a place of center and calm. So breathing in through the nose, allow your chest and your belly to fill with air. Pause for a moment at the top of the breath, holding it before you release it. You can blow it out through your mouth, like you're blowing it out through a straw, or just release it through your nose if that's more comfortable. And now again, receiving that breath in, filling the chest, filling the belly, pausing at the top of the breath, and then release it all. Releasing it slowly and intentionally, calming your nervous system. One more time. Breathing in, pausing at the top, and releasing. Thank you for pausing for yourself today. Your mental health is important, and you deserve peace, calm, and ease in your life every day. So please, choose to receive it. It is always available right at your center, your heart, your core. Stay well, friends. Thanks for listening to the Warrior Parent Podcast, which is a production of our nonprofit, Cour Experience, who also creates and distributes Cour tools. You can find us at courexperience.org. Make sure you join us next week for another informative conversation to help you and your family show up mindfully, purposefully, and joyfully with each other and in your community.
Our Cour Tools platform consists of a number of proven tools and techniques that are designed to reduce stress, anxiety, and overwhelm in spite of what's going on in your world. We want to thank Samuel Hale, LLC, for sponsoring this podcast. Technical and marketing support comes from Inspire Your Brand. Our podcast editor is Justin Beeden. Opinions expressed by guests do not necessarily reflect those of the hosts, the producers, or the financial supporters. I'm Debbie DiManno.
And I'm Marci Mitchell. Thanks for listening. If you resonate with the idea of creating a community to help support kids and families, won't you join us by following the podcast and sharing this episode? You can even write a review. It truly does take a village, and we appreciate you.